Yes. There's 5 days left. That's well. Like yesterday, day 94, I was like, yeah, I'm like the last weekend, and then I was like, well, today's 95. That means there's only 5 more days officially left. It sort of hits you a little bit more. Can't even miss the challenge. Maybe I'll do it again. I don't know. Might just do the videos a bit differently, because I like being held accountable every day for this. I feel like if I stop, I'll take days off. It takes one day to create a bad pattern, and yeah. Anyway, I'm in my studio. As you can see, it's not much of a studio at the moment because it's just filled boxes. My bookshelf is practically empty. Still got some purses up on there, which is cool. But yeah, it's definitely not home here anymore. It's just a mess. Can't wait to move. We actually pick up the keys this morning, which is super exciting. We finally get to see the house emptied out. We finally get to go in and see it properly and figure out where we're going to put things. Today is my sister's wedding. She's getting married. Very, very excited for her and her soon-to-be husband. But that means that we can't move in today, unfortunately. So we've taken this as the opportunity to go into the new house over the next few days and just take our time, clean it up properly, get it really well done. And finish packing here. Obviously, we're not finished packing. Like, I've still got junk set up and, you know, things that need to be put in boxes. But yeah, we've got an extra week, so I'm going to be using the next week is going to be pretty intense. So production on Monkey Junk will probably slow down a fair bit while I'm doing that. I'll have to just keep it to the minimum of 30 minutes. So speaking of Monkey Junk, well, speaking of comics, I should say, I received something in the mail yesterday, which I wasn't going to share, but I'm going to share because what I'm working on now sort of translates over into something, and I'm going to talk about it. So I'm just going to switch the camera, and then I'll keep talking. So yesterday, this arrived in the mail. A friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in a long time messaged me and asked for my address, said I've got some things supposed out to you. I didn't know what he was referring to. I just assumed, I don't know, I didn't know, I had no idea. But this arrived, Bad Robot, the Biological Analysis Droid. It's actually a double-sided comic. If you flip it over, it's got another little comic. I'm not sure, I'm assuming this is written by him as well. I think it is, yeah. So this one's also written by him. My friend Dale McCarthy, he actually has written some really nice stuff. I open the pages and we see this comic book for Bad Robot. Now, this comic book was drawn by me probably about 8 years ago now. This was meant to originally be published in another children's comic. You can see there's a couple of other little things in there as well. Yeah, this comic came in, like, I drew it maybe 8 years ago. It's a long, long time ago now, to the point where I'd actually forgotten about it. So when this arrived, it was a big surprise. I was like, oh my god, what's this about? I was like, oh, it's, you know, actually published this book with the comic inside, and, you know, these are, I'll show you some of the pages that I did. You know, I'm both excited and really disappointed by this event, because this comic, if we go back to the beginning, we have a proper look, says that it's published in 2018. So published 2018 by White Cat Press, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, drawn by Chris McQuinlan up the top there. I can't remember if he lettered it or I lettered it. No idea. Or someone else has lettered it. So that's how long ago it was. The problem here is, and I'm sure people will see this as a silly thing, but one thing I'm excited because it's out. You know, good on him. He got it published. Wicked. I'm disappointed because this comic now exists in the world as a representation of me as an artist. So when I look through and I look at the backgrounds that I'd done, which are just absolutely pig shit in my honest opinion. I don't like the art here. I don't like what I've done at all. There's so much I would do different. So much. Like if I was to do this now, this would be a completely different comic. Everything's really boring and generic, and yeah, I can see elements of where I've grown. I can still see that this was, you know, something that I drew. But I'm just not happy with it at all anymore. And I hate that it's been published. I hate that I wasn't really notified about it. And that got me wondering, like, you know, it just sort of made me think, like, fuck, you know, I'm really not that good of an artist. But then I finished inking the main panel of page 14. So I want you to have a look at this, like, you know, these backgrounds and everything, super simple and just nothing. And then I just finished this. This is the establishing shot for the door dimension. This page has actually taken me a couple of days to work on. I'm extremely happy with the end result of it. I'm sure there's, you know, going to be things that I want to fix in, you know, a week's time. But at this current stage, I am so happy and proud of this effort that I've done. And I wanted to show those in comparison. You know, I've gone from this, you know, really gross background here to this. Having one of those moments where I know that I've leveled up a fair bit. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So, you know, look, here's me 8 years ago. Here's me today. And then in 8 years' time, there'll be something else which will be even better. We're consistently growing, and I'm constantly like hitting myself on the head, just going, you know, you're not good enough, you need to be better, you're not a good comic artist, etc., etc. But when this arrived yesterday, it just helped me remember that I have grown. I have become a better artist. I have learned a lot since this point. I have come a long way since I first started doing comics properly, and I'll continue to grow. So I hope you guys can take something out of that, and I just wanted to share that with you all. But yes, this is also, you know, what I've done over the past couple of days, just so you guys are aware that I am working. Yeah, I might leave it for there, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, or I'll update on Monday morning. Tomorrow we don't have anything planned, so I might be able to get a little bit of work done, but I'll probably end up packing and cleaning up the house a fair bit too, I reckon. That's probably going to be the biggest thing on the agenda for the next few days. So hopefully I can get this guy finished by the end of the weekend. So I'm going to keep going. The girls are still asleep, so I have a chunk of time to try and catch up. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 96 of day 100 of 100 days of making comics. Updating for yesterday, and well, this morning as well. Pretty standard. As I mentioned, we got the house to the keys to the house. Wow, my words. Not this morning, Monday, clearly not my morning. We've got the keys to the house on the Saturday, so we went in on Sunday properly and did like a proper inspection, just make sure the house is all up to scratch, which is for the most part the case. It is pretty good. You know, there's just all the usual things that I suppose you would expect of a rental property that, you know, the last tenants didn't, you know, kind of neglected. Like even just cleaning the walls, that would be nice, but no, apparently not. So whatever. Gonna be a little bit of elbow grease going into that house once we move in, but all in all, it's a nice house. We took April and we took the dog with us to get them used to the area. Mainly the dog. The dog's probably the biggest concern as far as getting used to it. It's mostly carpeted, so we're really hoping that he gets used to going to the toilet outside as quickly as possible, because, you know, we really don't want to have to deal with that too much. He's really good at the house we're in now, but at the moment he's sort of aware that there's a shift happening because everything's being packed into boxes and whatnot, so
he knows, he definitely knows, because he's had a few accidents in the house already. It's like, oh man, that's just been a gigantic pain. In other news, potentially think I'm getting sick. I thought it was hay fever because of, you know, being the new house plus cleaning up the old, like, current house with all the dust and everything that's been kicking up, but it's stayed pretty consistent. I'm starting to feel my nasal passages are getting a little bit sore. I've had a bit of a headache for maybe the past 12 hours or so. Hoping it's not the case. Just going to try and ride through it, see how I go today. I felt this way before in the past. You know, I took a antihistamine this morning, so it might pass in like an hour once that kicks in, and then I'll be fine. Otherwise, it'll just get worse, and then I won't go to work tomorrow. I don't know. Hopefully not the case. I don't want to get sick. I can't be bothered dealing with that crap. On top of that, you know, this is a quick life update, by the way, so I'll getting through it. I've officially started on my keto diet again today, so that means extremely minimal carbs. I think like 30 grams of carbs a day. Absolutely no sugar in my diet. Mostly just living off fats and proteins. I did it at the beginning of the year, as you guys who've been following the whole journey would be aware, and I lost 10 to 12-ish kilos or something like that, which is great. I've managed to keep that off, but I'm ready to go to the next step. You know, I became very complacent, was happy with the fact that I'd lost weight and was fitting into clothes that weren't fitting me anymore. Now I'm ready for that next step. Try and reach that 100 kilo goal, which would be fantastic. So with the next round of vlogs or whatever I end up doing after this, I'll definitely be doing updates like this still. So if you guys are interested in the progress of that or have any questions about it, you know, I'd be happy to answer them, even though it's not art related. Anyway, on to art related things. Yesterday I finished off page 13. Finished the page I was working on, that massive one with all of the environment of the door dimension. Very, very, very happy with how that page has come out. Glad it's over, because it was very long and hard, like, not hard, but it took a long time to draw. It sort of set me back a little bit, but that's alright. This page upcoming is a little bit easier, in that it's not as detailed. And then last night I managed to do a little bit of tighter sketching on the page I'm working on now, which I think is actually page 14 or 15. And then I just started penciling that this morning. So nothing too exciting. My intention was to pencil it digitally completely, but my evenings have just gotten away from me this past week. So it's mainly just been going from the thumbs and then inking, penciling those traditionally. I'll see how I go though, because I penciled some of it. The first panel is good. The second panel's might need some work, and then the third panel, I definitely think I'm gonna have to go back in digitally and re-sketch it. This week's gonna be interesting. I'm glad this is the last week of the 100 days. It kind of worked out really well, just because I'm moving on Saturday. I think I'm going to be doing the very bare minimum, whereas I don't even think I'm going to get up early to do much work, mainly because I'll try and just get my half an hour done in the evenings, pardon me, and try and just catch up on getting some of those pages penciled digitally. But I've also got the children's book to focus on as well, so I want to get that done. So pardon me, I'm just waiting for the traffic here at the roundabout. I really want to get as much of that children's book done as possible this week, because this is a nightmare. Okay, sorry, the sun was in my eyes. Won't have to worry about that in a week, because I won't be driving this way to work. It'll be great. Where was I? Yeah, I want to work as much on that children's book as possible this week, get as much done before we move, so I'm sort of ahead in my schedule by the time we're in there. I think I've got a tentative date of like mid-June or something where all the illustrations need to be complete, so it'd be nice to, Like, I think I've got about 4 pages inked, ready to be coloured. So what I'll probably do is just colour those pages and just get them finalised, get them approved, and then I know that I'm 4 pages ahead and I've only got X amount of pages left to work on after that. So there's a few cars speeding today, idiots. Yeah, so the next few days are going to be very minimal in updating. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this. I'm having trouble sort of thinking and getting my thoughts, which I think can be attributed to the fact that I'm feeling a bit blah. Hopefully I can get over this. I don't want it to be sickness, I really don't. Just have to play it by ear. Luckily I don't do anything physically demanding, but I mean, if I can't get my thought process right, that's not really good when I'm trying to design things either. So yeah, just see how we go. Damn it, you know, first day of being sick, and then, you know, it's of my diet, and then I'm getting sick. It's also very annoying. I've got big projects I need to finish, yeah, the next couple of days as well. So all right, I'll just leave you guys alone. That was my update. Tracking along nicely, getting everything done. Oh shit, Monkey Jump went live on Saturday, so I'll post the links down below for you guys to check out. Please read the comic, subscribe to it on your preferred platform, whether it's Webtoons or Tapas. I know everyone has anyone who does use those sites have their preferences, so hopefully the fact that it's on 2 different sites will make it easier for you guys to, you know, if you can't decide which one to read because you like the other one, you know, they're both there. If not, if you are curious of what my preference is, I would prefer Webtoons. Webtoons is my preferred platform. It has a better, in my opinion, better chance of creating an income for the comic book, which means then that I can start, you know, maybe cutting my hours back, or eventually go full-time doing this, who knows. But Webtoons, I see, has a higher potential of reaching that stage. So yeah, I don't know, go to Webtoons, but, you know, if you like Tapas, get Tapas as well. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. I'll catch you guys for tomorrow. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you all later. Goodbye.